The 18-footers have dominated Sydney Harbour since the turn of the century. Today, they are as spectacular and as colourful as their past. Flying machines which can reach speeds of more than 45 kilometres an hour. One of the greats, Ian Murray, never misses a chance to view the latest technology.
It's been a long time since I've been actually at the back end of a skip, but you know, these are still the best boats in the world, and you can't help but keep an interest in them, really.
The Australian 18-footers League has worked tirelessly to reduce costs to make the sport more affordable to corporations, while not sacrificing on speed or excitement. The result is the most competitive fleet in more than 20 years.
The idea is not to allow somebody with the biggest checkbook to win. The idea is to have a boat or group of boats which are all equal of sailing at the same sorts of speeds, so the best athlete wins, the most skillful yachtsman wins, the one that can really feel the breeze, the one that has that sense, that touch, and he's the one that should win, and that's how it now is.
Plenty of concerned sailors in the park before race 6 of the Lotus Development International Series, with this 15-knot southerly threatening to develop its decision time, the big rig or the small rig.
I'm going big rig. Hopefully it won't get too windy. Otherwise we might be in a tad of strife.
As they roared into action, only a handful game enough to go with their big rigs, among them series leader Rockport and the wily old veteran Peter Sorensen on Allegro workstations. UK entry Berg, skippered by Aussie Daniel Phillips, got away well, with Rockport forced to tack in behind them. A third win in a row by Robinson would all but seal this championship, but early you got the feeling this day would belong to the defending champ Trevor Barnabas. After a disastrous start to the titles, he was fired up to at least win a round and keep the door slightly ajar for a late challenge. But there were others with plenty to prove as well.
Around the back of Shark Island we go. This is Stellar Masters, only with a small rig, and they probably could have gone with a bigger rig looking at the conditions. The same could be said for AFS. Mitsubishi Electric, Craig Phillips, Andrew Hay and Mark Brown. You can see the crew, they're right on the edge, trying to keep the boat upright, straining to flatten out the hole to get maximum speed.
Lucent Technologies in a handy position ahead of him, Symantec and the Americans on Emery Worldwide. While Stephen Quigley was guiding Sports Illustrated Tommy Hilfiger forward, still in the running for the title, they were desperate for a top placing. A great tussle around the bottom mark. Sorensen's decision to go with the big rig, putting him in a strong position, just edging around in front of Symantec, with Rockport also covering every move. Hamlin aboard Emery Worldwide was enjoying some clean air, chasing his old mate Barnabas, who had streeted away to a big lead. Barnabas surprised everyone by going with the smaller rig, but the gamble was paying off. He was hungry for a victory, and with a commanding break, he wasn't about to surrender. The series leader, though, wasn't far behind.
Rockport again up with the leaders. They really have done a great job through this series. Tim Robinson at the helm. Up ahead is Vizio, and in front of Vizio, the Americans, Emery Worldwide.
Peter Sorensen has one of the most experienced crews in the business in Greg Homan and Cameron McDonald. That's not to mention Sorrow's decade or two in the 18s, and they were handling the big rig to perfection. But out in front, Sorrow's old sparring partner was giving the rest a lesson. A few anxious glances over the shoulder, but the lead was well over a minute with just one more leg to sail. But Hamlin likes nothing more than a challenge, particularly when he's got nothing to lose. And under the power of the big rig, he was chipping away at the time. When they rounded the final mark, there was only 30 seconds in it. With the wind dropping several knots, Emery's big rig was making huge inroads, but it was all too late. Barnabas covering his rival on the run to the line to scrape across with just 20 seconds to spare.
So the defending champion Trevor Barnabas, he isn't done with just yet on Amiga Smeg 2UE, winning race 6. The big result though, Rockport moving up from 5th to 3rd in the final leg, and that gives them a nice cushion in the overall standing. However, disappointing result for Sports Illustrated, 13th. They're still in contention, but only just. Let's hear from our winner though, Trevor Barnabas. He's planning an attack on Rockport in the final round.
We're carrying two bad heats. The best thing we can do is go out, concentrate on our sailing, get a good start and win the race.